Here are 35 online reviews of the audiobook titled, The 10X Rule. Written and narrated by Cardone. 1. Tedious. There's actually some really good information. But to get to it, you have to sift through a bunch of hyperbolic, bombastic bullshit. The title itself, The 10X Rule, refers to the oft-repeated suggestion that you need to work 10 times harder. To me, that's about as nails on the chalkboard tripe as give it 110%. When your central thesis is literally mathematically impossible, it's difficult to take the rest of it terribly seriously. 2. This book will change your life. I am a huge Cardone fan and I support the 10X movement. Facebook will take you and your life to the next level. I also recommend Sell or Be Sold, and Closer Survival Guide, Be Obsessed or Be Average. I have personally listened to all of his Audible books and I have bought his program online and they absolutely work. Thanks Uncle G. 3. Couldn't finish. The author drones on and on, making the same point repetitively. To make matters worse, his tone and demeanor are over the top, aggressively emphatic and full of hubris. I really can't understand the popularity of this book. 4. Nearly sent it back. Glad I didn't. I nearly returned this book. I find his voice so annoying and the presentation so irritating. But the info he is giving is really honest, useful, and valuable. I'm about to start a small business and have no idea how to go about it. His advice is spot on and really helping me to focus and get the right things done with the right attitude. I'm really happy I kept listening even though he is a challenge to listen to. For me, this book is worth the buy and the time. 5. Motivating AF. This book is a must in my arsenal. I've listened to it 3 times now, and I continue to revisit it whenever I need extra motivation. If you didn't like it, it's probably because you are too comfortable being mediocre. Unlock your full potential and start practicing the 10X rule today. 6. Arguably the best book on success I've read. Few get lucky and win the lottery. Many can guarantee winning in many aspects of their lives if they apply the lessons from Grant's life experience. He shows that he has had doubt in himself. He's human, but he usually tries anyway. Tries again and again and again and commits first until he figures out how to get what he wants out of life. 7. Without shame, preaches an unbalanced life. Here's what I got out of this book. Go 10x, at the cost of being a jerk to those around you. The advice just seemed dangerous long-term, and I think his content draws a particular type of crowd, the impatient but highly ambitious generation that has been desensitized by the instant culture we have built through modern media. The author explains his strategy with a huge chip on his shoulder. If you don't mind the condescending tone of the book, then you'll benefit from the basic message, which is to just work harder than everyone else. I enjoyed his passion at first, then it just got tiresome, and soon the expectation of something of practical substance faded. I think you'll be entertained, but in the end, it's a pretty forgettable book. 8. Action 101 times 10. I loved that Grant tackled every perceived barrier to action taking. He wrecked my stagnant world with his real talk and truth. I hate him for proving that I was at the center of my own lack of success. However, I love him even more for proving that I don't have to be afraid to face my fears. Fears are fuel. Fears are an indication of the direction to take massive action. Wow, I'm definitely reading that again and again. 9. This is for you. When listening to this book, it's going to challenge the way you think. Keep an open mind and allow what truths he says that may hurt our ego to sink in. Also, listen to this book with the intent of challenging yourself to apply his rules. Take action. 10. Met. From a business owner/salesperson. I'm on the road a lot, so I hear lots of different takes on what it takes to be successful. Grant's was pretty simple, although I can appreciate the power. 10x your goal, and if you fail it'll still be good. I couldn't listen to more than 45 minutes, and I've never picked it back up. This should have been a pamphlet. 11. Skip the BS of this one. Listen to this is the answer to all your problems. Snake oil, and he doesn't get to anything substantial anytime soon. Obviously the author doesn't know what concision is. I really wanted this to be good, but it's so much BS in the beginning I can't listen to him talk about himself anymore. I will ask for a refund. 12. Miracle and Miracles and Miracles. I have listed this book more than 1,000 times. It's like having a direct line of communication with God. My life is 1,000 times better than when I first bought this book and Grant's other books. I live in a dream life compared to 5 years ago, and I am still striving for the next dream. 13. Game Changer. This book was amazing. Grant Cardone's story is sure to inspire every person who wants to be successful. After reading it, I'm committed to take the massive action necessary to change my own life and impact the life of others. 14. 100x. From $30 to 6 figures a month in less than 2 years after reading, listening, to Grant Cardone's 10x. From the most basic lawn care services to some of the most amazing landscapes in Los Angeles. After I listened to this book, my entire life shifted towards a better future, a future filled with success. 15. Great book for those who need tough love. Does not beat around the bush. Great, straightforward book with narration that only emphasizes the lessons. Sometimes the narrator would go off script, which was cool, considering he is the author himself. Awesome book for young adults in 20 to 30s. 16. It gives you the boost you need. One of the best book to give the energy for entrepreneurs. I saw him on Undercover Billionaire, and even he struggled through all the season. He never quit. Make me understand how he built he multimillion company. Never give up and try to fight for the higher goals. 17. Great book. The best narrator you can get is the author himself, if they can speak well. Grant does a great job at this, and I'm glad that he personally narrated this book himself. I originally bought this book a while back but was put off by a negative review saying, "He's so full of himself, all about me, blah blah blah." Unfortunately, I listened to that review and put off listening to this book for a while. I finally got around to it, and man, I was blown away. Grant comes off as someone who has achieved success but is still working on getting to the next level himself. Someone that has learned what it takes to be greatly successful and wants to help others find the way much faster than he did. He doesn't come off as arrogant but as someone that wants to leave a legacy. 10x has become one of my favorite books, and I will definitely have to go through it several times to get everything this book has to offer. 18. Glad I read it. I kept attempting this book during hectic times in my life and just made me feel overwhelmed. Finally, I made the decision to just get it done, and I'm so glad it did. I've already started implementing 10x and can't wait to see where it guides me. 19. Must read. Very powerful and inspiring, uplifting self-help book. I listened to it in audio 2x and will probably listen another 3 more times just because of the flow. It's super motivating and puts a fire under you and makes you want to go out and make your dreams a reality. I hired an accountability coach and he suggested this book so I can learn a 10x mindset. I'm so grateful to have been introduced to this awesome piece of work. 20. Broken Record. I wish I had read the reviews first. This is an awful book and I would not recommend. I was looking for a how-to book and found a Ponzi scheme speech. Grant goes on and on about the same thing over and over again. This whole entire book can be condensed into, work 10x harder than everyone else. And if you're not succeeding, you're not working hard enough. 21. It's a pep talk for putting in 10x effort. I feel the author wasn't smart enough and hence had to rely on 10x effort to achieve results. I am very disappointed in the book. While the title claims that this is about achieving 10x results, I find the argument that you need 10x effort to achieve 10x results to be ridiculously inefficient and not why one should be reading this. You should read this as a pep talk for working hard but nothing else. While I agree with the high level that one must persevere relentlessly, I would rather look for a book that talks about smart effort. 22. No BS. Extreme ownership for your success path. Phenomenal in bringing the reader to an understanding that he or she is in direct, constant control of their destiny, that success is a moral obligation to the ones you can help, your family, your business and team, and ultimately yourself. 23. The best book audiobook I have ever heard. This book has so much value, I had my kids and wife listen to it as well. If there was only one book on the planet that was going to get you out of average, then this is the book. I literally listened to this book 15 times in the last 30 days. Buy this book, should be sold for thousands of dollars. 24. Massively amazing. This book is amazing. Grant's message is so resounding. I prefer Audible to reading, and I would especially recommend Audible for this book because he narrates it. I listened to it in 5 days. Highly recommend. Put it at the top of your list if you are looking for a boost in your production, creativity, busting through your negative commands and limited beliefs. I've followed Grant for about a year and this book is totally worth it. 25. Blowhard. I find it difficult to swallow when someone is such an egomaniac. When he dismissed time management models, I dismissed him almost immediately. 26. Junk. Not sure how so many gave this good reviews. I have never written a review for an audiobook, but I felt obligated to put in 10x my normal effort to try and save Audible listeners from having to return this title. The author's secret formula for success is, be Grant Cardone and / or work harder than everyone else. That is all that he says, over and over. I thought there might be something useful in the concept of setting higher goals, but as I listened, nothing of substance arose. I cut it off after a few hours of his frat boy diction and mispronunciation of important. Come on, man. Honestly, I wish I had called it sooner. 27. Great book. Loved the motivation and confidence it gave me. Loved the book. Loved the motivation and confidence it gave me. I already started switching my way of thinking and acting, applying the 10x rule. 28. Phenomenal. This is the best damned book I have ever read in my entire life. No woo-woo BS in here, just pure drive and relentlessness. Grant, thank you for telling it how it is and motivating me to an entire new level, as I am graduating with my computer science degree in 1 year. You better believe I was in the same boat with the mistakes, and now I am emboldened with unrelenting passion towards success and my dreams. You are the man. I would do damned near anything to even be in the same room as you, as your drive is outrageous and an inspiration to us all. Much love your way, sir. I will be reading every book that you have. 29. So dumb. I got most the way through this and had to stop. Imagine a dumb bro telling you he has the answer to life. That's this book. It's as if Gronk wrote a book. I just started it again after taking a break, and I seriously can't believe how dumb this concept is. Sorry bro, this ain't the be-all end-all. 30. It's like watching an all-star, not for the faint of heart. I truly enjoyed the book. It felt as if someone was tapped on the door of my potential that even I was unaware of. I'm a bit further in my journey than the average person, so it was much easier for me to digest. But this is a book I should have read when it was published. Great body of work. 31. Grant is the man. I have nothing negative to say about this book. It has opened my eyes to new levels of action and new levels of discipline for not only business but also for my life. Success is my duty. It helps me to visualize a greater version of myself than I ever thought possible before. I recommend this book to anyone, anywhere, anytime. 32. Maybe if you're in sales, maybe. This was not a good book. I really tried to like it because it was recommended by someone I would normally trust. But to me it just seemed like one giant advertisement for Cardone Sales Training Company. I can sum up the whole book like this: work 10 times harder to achieve more. Hence the catchy title. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. 33. Obsessed. Grant lays it all out there. I see so many of the issues he speaks on, holding people back, in my very own office. There is zero reason to not take life by the horns and get after it, when you finish reading 10x. Get obsessed with pushing forward into the unknown and chasing results. I will be listening to this book at least once a week for the next couple months until it is etched in my memory. As a real estate agent, I have an enormous amount of drive time daily, and that's where I get my reading done. I'm excited to begin more of Grant's books. In the meantime, get obsessed and don't be a little bitch. 34. I'm not a GC fan, but I must admit that he kicks ass. During the last year I've had the opportunity to participate in some of his online events/courses, which, just like this book, is full of great tips on how to think big and out of the box, but I prefer this book. The 10x rule is a book we all should read, and in particular, if we've been sitting around for too long and not moved forward, or if our goals in life are too small and our comfort zone has become too comfortable. The 10x rule is a book I'll send to my friends that talks too much and doesn't make an effort to grow their business and execute their dreams. 35. Best success book. One of the best books about success in business that I have ever read. And I have read many. It explains how you can succeed in whatever you want. Mostly high level. Not really a tactical sales book, but mindset, goal setting, etc., and it's one I re-listen to 1 to 2 times per year. And it's read by the author, and he does a great job. Thank you for watching. Please, do not forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Tune in for more online audiobooks reviews.